Do you have a business? Do you live in Colombia? If so, you've probably heard a lot about the many new reforms that the government is trying to put in place, including the new labour reform. You've also probably heard 1,000 different stories on how this will affect the economy or any businesses that you may have. You may have even started to panic, wondering how to react or what to do in these situations. But don't worry, we've compiled the most important aspects of the proposed labour reform in Colombia for businesses. What's going to change, what's going to stay the same, and what you should be doing from now on. First of all, a disclaimer. This is not a complete reform and it has not been approved by Congress yet, so everything that we say here is subject to change. When the reform is approved, we'll be sure to update the video, so make sure you're watching the latest update. Furthermore, this is us just glossing over the most important aspects, so if you want to take a deeper look at what's going to change, go to bizlatinhub.com and read our article on the proposed labour reform in Colombia. This reform is comprehensive and will modify various aspects of working conditions, so we decided to focus only on the aspects that will impact your business. To discuss the modifications to labour contracts, we first need to understand how it works today. There are many types of contracts in Colombia, but the two main ones and the ones that concern us today are indefinite term, in which the employer pays for a fraction of the employee's healthcare, insurance, amongst other things, and fixed term, better known as a prestación de servicios, in which the employee takes care of everything themselves. In a prestación de servicios type contract, it is understood that the employee is only needed for a specific task or a specific amount of time, so they're not entitled to those benefits. Under the new reform, a prestación de servicios type contract will start being an exception and not a regular type of contract. Now, every contract in which the duration is not specified will be automatically understood as an indefinite term type contract. And every company that wants to hire an employee under a prestación de servicios contract will need to expressly indicate the temporary needs that they have. One of the main aims of this new labour reform is to reinforce labour stability. This means additional authorization is required for a dismissal to be effective in some specific cases. For workers with union protection, authorization from a labour judge is needed, and for other protected workers, authorization from the labour inspector is needed. In Colombia, when it is determined that an employee was dismissed without just cause, they are entitled to financial compensation. Today, this compensation is based on the type of contract that the employee has and how long they've been working with the company. Now, these differentiators are eliminated and the compensation works like this. Every worker will be entitled to 45 days of salary with 45 additional days per year worked at the company. Weekly working hours are going to be reduced, holidays and extra hours will be compensated better, additional obligatory leaves are introduced, and nighttime work, which pays more than daytime work, is extended. The working week will go from 48 hours to 42 hours maximum. This likely means that Saturdays are now going to be paid as extra hours, which along with Sundays and holiday work will be compensated better, with a surcharge of 100% of the ordinary salary rather than the 75% it is today. Nighttime work will be extended for 3 hours and will now go from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Additionally, the legal understanding of a domestic calamity will be expanded. With the new reform, the yearly salary readjustment will have to be at least equal to the CPI variation as of December 31st of last year. This applies to workers who earn 2 or less minimum monthly salaries. This is arguably the most important part of the labour reform, as it entails workers' rights, unions and strikes. So we decided to go into detail in our article as to not oversimplify anything. It's still too early to know exactly what's going to happen and how the labour reform will turn out, but rest assured, we'll keep you updated and your business is safe in Colombia.